Yo, what is up everyone? It's Hidden Gaming back at it with another game called Noiramore Academy. On the cold planet of Noivesse lies a mysterious old school called Noiramore Academy. When one of the teachers is violently kidnapped during the night and a student, Judith Hovern, is the only witness, she must use her word powers and puzzle-solving skills to save him. So I do just want to give a big shout out to the developer for actually sending me an email and letting me know about the demo that is out. Um, and then also they do have a Kickstarter that I will leave a link down in the description if you guys do want to check it out. So yes, I definitely did add the game to my wish list as well. It kind of looks like a fun game. So this morning when I woke up, I saw the email and I went through the Steam page and it looks like a story-based game. So the tags are adventure, mystery, puzzle, third person, free and 3D. Um, okay, and the developer is Inkros and Studio Syndicate, and the publisher is Inkros Incorporated. So if you guys do want to support the developers, I will leave a link down in the description for the store page and to the Kickstarter as well. So guys, without further ado, let's actually jump in and see what this game is all about. Yes, let's do a automatic benchmark. Okay, I've got no idea how to choose. There we go. Press space. Okay, so let's go new game. Okay, so you need to press space. Space is basically like enter. Okay. Okay, let's watch the video.
Noiramore Academy, one of Drakenspyre's most prestigious schools with over 500 years of storied history. The current headmaster, Julius Claiborne, is a former general who runs our school with military precision and discipline. Our wonderful planet of Noivesse is home to a great many talents in resonetic abilities. And Noiramore's teachers are uniquely qualified in instructing such essential subjects. But while we specialize in resonetic talents, our other subjects are not taught any less thoroughly, and every student is encouraged to explore their unique talents in our extracurricular programs. Noiramore Academy guides our students to commit to their studies, keep sound minds, maintain their manners, and most importantly, behave in a manner befitting the reputation of our beloved institution.
Extortion, Miss Hovern. Is that really what you're up to now?
I wouldn't call it extortion, sir. I simply told the cafeteria cook that I would keep the existence of his pet vermin on the down low if he provided me with an extra brownie or two at lunchtime. It was mutual exchange that neither of us had issues with.
Voice acting sounds pretty good.
Judith, that's extortion. Of course he had issues with it. Thank goodness I caught you in the act.
Well, why am I the one sitting here in this office when it's the cook who is keeping vermin pets?
I've already talked with Mr. Seabrook, Judith. It's dealt with. And more importantly, none of your business. What concerns me is you.
Ooh,
Sneaking
disciplinary hearing.
lying to teachers, extorting staff. This is a decidedly concerning trend. Don't you want to be a good example for your sister?
Indeed, it must be hard enough for her to be younger than her classmates.
For the next month, you are not permitted to attend film club. Do you understand, Miss Hovern?
But, sir, I won't be able to see any movies outside of that club.
Hence why it's a punishment. Miss Nunatak will check that you aren't seen there.
I'll make sure of it.
Judith, head back to class, please.
Good old Seabrook didn't rat me out, it seems. Brownies weren't the only things I asked him for. Apparently, one of his old classmates from back in the day was really into puzzles. He set up some kind of secret puzzle in the history classroom years ago, and Seabrook never figured it out. Let's see if I can.
During the Onyx War, various battles were fought in the Inked Wastes. Some were relegated to land, others underground in the caverns, and many, our fiefdom Drakkenspire, to head against the fiefdom of Northburg in a horrid conflict spanning 4 years. It irrevocably changed our fiefdom forever. Miss Cabrera, no drawing in class. Can anyone here tell me why the Onyx War was instigated? Miss Landerhoof?
Yes, ma'am. The Onyx War was started due to Northburg spies sabotaging our resonatic ring production process. Northburg took advantage of this to sell their own rings in order to gain the kingdom's favor.
A good summation, Miss Landerhoof. Can anyone else tell me why it was the Inked Wastes that were chosen as the fateful battleground?
The Inked Wastes is between the two fiefdoms. Plus, it was where we mined our ore for the rings.
Excellent, Mr. Strumps. Now, what is it about the Inked Wastes that make it a particularly terrible place to fight a war? Miss Acre?
Oh, yes, Miss Grimsby. Well, the Inked Waste is a nasty, nasty place, full of hard creatures that will gobble you up and suck out all of your blood. Oh, and of course you can't forget to mention the Surge, which will suck you down into his deep depths and fill your lungs with tar, his tendrils digging deep
Oh, wow.
into your brain
Okay.
until...
That's quite enough, Miss Acre. Oh, quite enough. Our unit this semester will be all about the Onyx War. Since it is the most recent major conflict in Drakkenspire's history, we will be studying it in depth. And speaking of which, you may have heard tell that a new science teacher will be joining us this year to replace Mr. Mason. His name is Mr. Bagshaw, and he actually worked in the Research and Development Division of the Drakkenspire Army. I'm sure he will have plenty to share with you that can enhance your education. Anyway, I am now giving you the rest of the period to work on the papers I assigned to you yesterday about the instigation of the war. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Dismissed.
Okay, so this is about a
Notes
war,
here
okay?
It says history classroom. Page number equals number of cave hounds times number of windows plus number of desks.
Wait, cave files, windows, and desks. Wait, what? A puzzle clue Seabrook's left him. Page number of what book? I'm assuming a textbook, but there are a lot of textbooks
Guess I'll
in
give
here.
the textbook shelf a look.
Move the camera, left click to interact, right click to think about the, and right click to think about the people or objects you look. Oh. You can review your clues by pressing I to look at your items. Alright.
A picture of the biggest island in the Inked Sea. It's where the Onyx tribe lives. Miss Nunatak comes from there, I think.
Okay.
A picture of the biggest...
And I get them. Oh, sorry. I just spoke my language. I apologize.
These were all recently published. Seabrook's friend went to school before the war, so I should ask the book sprites for help.
So who exactly is the book sprite?
Lady Judith! Greetings!
Hello, Sol.
Might I ask if the film club will have the honor of your presence today? We are watching Murder in the Depths, a delightful horror reel that combines Fomorian and Noivesse directing technique. Additionally, I heard tell that real skeletons were used to depict the bodies of the murder victims. Oh, please refrain from informing any school staff of this fact. I do not wish to get into detention again for my interests.
I'm sorry, I just got into trouble with the headmaster. Can't join in film club for a while.
Oh, really? I'm simply crestfallen to hear such a thing. I do hope you may join us soon. A new batch of my skull-shaped cookies will be awaiting your arrival.
Deathly delicious, as you always say.
Indeed, I do.
Why are we in
You
detention?
mentioned getting into detention at one point. What was that for?
Have I not told you of that incident? Ah, yes. This was from before we knew one another, I believe. In the library's radio room, I and several other students had met up to share our favorite radio shows. I turned the channel to my personal pick. As it went on, a few of the students seemed to become quite frightened. The librarian came in to check on us, and when he heard what we were listening to, well, he immediately took me to the headmaster's office. Unfortunately, I was banned from turning the channel ever again.
What exactly did you have them listen to?
A series detailing the stories of serial killers. A tad graphic, I must admit, but also rife with educational content.
This little girl is twisted. But okay, let's move on.
What are you reading there?
An autopsy report, that's all.
Autopsy? Of who?
Baroness Belladonna Lattimore, a death from 30 years ago that many would consider suspicious. I'm continuing my studies of famous deaths in order to increase my likelihood of becoming a forensic pathologist someday. That is my backup career plan, if my status as a true princess is never officially acknowledged anyway.
So you're trying to solve a cold case. Have you gotten any leads?
Some things I find unusual, yes, but nothing that hasn't been already noted by famous doctors. Besides, my specialty is in cadaver forensics. I'll need a detective's mind to piece together the entire mystery. Perhaps you might assist me in that sometime soon, Judith, since you're so good at mysteries and all.
That does sound like a good bit of fun. I'll keep that in mind. What's going on with the reenactment club? Becky still won't talk to me.
Oh, are you planning on rejoining? Because, to be entirely honest, Lady Judith, I do not believe you will be allowed.
I'm just curious about what you're all up to.
I see. Well, our next grand reenactment is happening in a few days' time. It will be one of our biggest yet, covering the land and sea battle of Wrestlane on the 25th anniversary of the Onyx War's beginning.
Oh yeah, Grimsby mentioned that. And I think she said that non-club students are encouraged to join, since it's so big and educational or something. I know I can't become a club member, but I could probably help out a bit in this one, right?
Lady Judith, you know that I cannot approve you or not. You would have to talk with Becky. Have you apologized to her yet?
No. Why should I have to? She was the one who started everything.
Are you sure her slights against you were reality rather than simply perceived?
I know what I saw. I can read people.
Not all books are of the same language. Other languages exist, and one person cannot know all of them. As a person who holds precious friendships with the both of you, this continued feud hurts my heart. Pray, consider taking the first step to end it?
You mentioned...
Have I not told
Sorry about that. My mistake. Okay, so I've already spoken to this lady, okay? This game actually looks a lot twisted, but it's fine.
That's Deacon Vespsha. He's good friends with Lydia, Gina and I. His dad is a pastor in town, which means he's a bit too much of a moralist for my taste, but he's got a sharp tongue at times. He fixed up the old treehouse we use as a clubhouse. That's Gina Wendigan, resident drama kid. She was cast as a fluffbat in an upcoming school play, and has been method acting for a month now. Her obsession got even worse when she read through the Warrior Bats books. She thinks they're actually accurate to fluffbat behavior, and now she's declared I'm part of her bat clan. Her antics can be weird, but she's a good friend. I've known her for a long time. An old plate depicting Queen Clarentia. I don't know why any royal would want food smeared all over an image of their face, though. Oh, come on, Judith. They're obviously decorative. Think. A diorama of a typical crystal farm from 500 years ago. It's considered good, honest work. But if being honest means no money and a lack of indoor plumbing, I think I'll keep my tongue white with at least a few lies.
Alright.
Hunting arrows. Before more modern killing innovations, most people use their powers to shoot these things through the air. Bigger ones for hunting, smaller ones for more ethically dubious purposes. A sword, used by one of Corvethe's knights. I don't know why it isn't behind glass. Grimsby has more faith in her students than I do, I guess. Fashion about 500 years out of date.
Oh,
Who thought
okay.
pants were a good idea?
I have no idea what this is about. Hint. I've got no idea. Let's abandon this one.
These are crystals, whose vibrations prevent anyone in the classroom from using telepathy. To prevent cheating, I gather. I heard that one time, an upperclassman secretly switched them out for fakes before a big test. Nicholas Strumps and Becky Landerhoof. They and I aren't on the best of terms. Becky leads the school's historical reenactment club. She's a real stickler for accuracy, to an obnoxious degree. Nicholas is her boyfriend. He's a nerd about naval history and sea battles and the like. Becky hasn't talked to me in a while, probably because of what I did at the reenactment. But I only did it because she needed to be taken down a peg. She should have thought of it as a favor, really. Nicholas a Corvinstone crystal tree. They say that every king or queen is buried under one once they croak. I wonder if a royal is buried under this tree. The king of class clowns, perhaps. Before I ask them, I should figure out what page number I'm looking for. That doesn't sound...
Nope.
Hey Jay, what's the damage?
Banned from film club for a while.
Bummer. We just got a copy of Murder in the Depths too.
You did?
Yep. Hopefully they won't return it to town before you see it.
Almost makes me regret being such a delinquent. What are you doing?
Carving chalk. Wanna help me?
Why would I do that?
I want to make a whole set of carved chalk to give to David below me on the lake ball team. I think he'd, think it's neat or something.
Lydia, David is like 4 years older than you.
Which won't be a problem when he's a famous lake ball star in his mid-20s. I'd as well make sure he knows my name before he gets famous and all. So, are you gonna help me or not? I'd do it myself, but he's leaving for a game in a few hours, and I want to give it to him before then.
I don't really want to get my gloves dirty. Can you give me a lunch token in exchange?
Ugh, sure. Come on.
Fine.
Great, here's the knife. Just try to match the 3 I've already made, okay? Chip off.
Oh, damn. No, restart. That's gonna be epic fail, but let's see. It's difficult. But it's fine. We will be able to do it. Just my mouse is very sensitive. Just as long as we get it over 80%, I don't see any issues, because it goes green. Oh, that's a bit too much. That doesn't really look remotely the same, but in any case, that's fine, we passed it. Okay, there we go.
These look fine.
Fine.
Yeah, here's a lunch token for your time. Treat yourself.
Thanks. Good old number 2. Before I ask them, I should figure out.
No, but she just said good old number 2. Page number. The first thing is the page number, then the cave bounds, then the number of windows and the number of student desks.
Lydia Cabrera. Artist and big-time sports fan. She mostly likes paint, but I've seen her make art pieces out of anything she can get her hands on. Both she and I don't get along with the teachers too well, but she has the advantage of being an artist. After all, it's hard to stay too mad at the girl who will draw the school holiday card designs for free. I've known her since last year.
Wait. Oh, here's the teacher.
Mrs.
Actually, speak to the
Grimsby,
teacher.
our history teacher. Bit of an odd duck, that one. She says that about 15 years ago, she was attacked and her horn was snapped off. Now, she uses a wand to channel her waves, but wands aren't the most reliable. She's a nervous wreck of a person. Almost makes me feel sorry for her. Miss B
Okay guys, I think I'm gonna end it here. So obviously there's a lot of puzzles in the game, but we'll definitely come back to the puzzles and we'll do a part 2 on it. Alright, but then I'll see you guys in the next one.